We're back. YouTube Live is so glitchy. Hmm. Hey, oh my god. Hello, chat. Check out what I learned this morning. A lot of times when I wake up, if I'm on my phone, basically a day ruined. But today I learned this thing. It's a new thing that I found scrolling on my phone. Output styles. So if you don't know what output styles is, it is essentially a way for you to override cloud code's system instruction. So cloud code, if it's built in, all it can do is, you know, its main goal is to do coding, software development. But recently they introduced two things. So one is these two built-in new system instruction override that allows you to put cloud code into an explanatory mode, and there's another built-in one where you can put it into learning mode. For this one, it usually means that when cloud code writes a bunch of code, it'll also explain things for you. So it's really great for people who are learning how to code, essentially. Or if, let's say, you were to be, using a unfamiliar SDK library of some kind, you can get both the output from Claude and also like explanation of like how things work. I think not only that, it also asks you to fill in the blank sometimes as well. It's like great for people who are trying to learn. I think my camera is a little bit off today. It's almost like these things, like they're never perfect. Like I had to reset YouTube Live key today because it didn't work. But let's see. Let's see now. This is my camera. I want to see if I can move it up. Okay, hopefully that's better for you guys. If not, there's nothing I can do really. So I want to keep this take this into account, and we're gonna continue building out our stuff from yesterday. So this is the last day of the week, so we have to wrap this up, right? And I think I saw a couple of people like fork this already, so it seems like it's useful for some folks. But think about it, like even though this is a cloud code first CLI type deal, you can use this for like deep research. You can use this for any task you want to deploy an agent to do. Yeah, it's great. It's honestly the start of something cool. Yeah. So if you're late, if you weren't there for the stream yesterday, what I did was actually cheat a little bit. So I spent a night kind of like trying E2B, like the sandbox provider, tried to get it to work, but for the life of me, I couldn't get it to work. So what I did instead was I just switched to Vercel Sandbox, and it works out of the box. It works out of the box for what's it called? Cloud Code. So yeah, E2B, you gotta fix their stuff. But yeah, so let's pull up projects here. CLI on the cloud. Okay. So what we need to build today is this. An interface for the user to chat back and forth with CLI agent in the sandbox. And then we've done this, we did this already, so that's great. I use the CLI's continue feature to keep pushing to the same message history. So I know Cloud Code has a continue functionality. I don't know if Cursor has a continue functionality. So let's take a look at the documentation real quick. So CLI. Let's zoom out real quick. Okay, sessions. Resume. Okay, resume. Resume previous conversation to maintain context across multiple interaction. Resume chat ID here. And then to start fresh, do this. Okay, so for Claude Code, what's gonna happen is we can either do continue, or instead of doing continue, we can also do per message thread, I believe. So message schema, return message JSON schema, all the following. Session ID, so we can also pass in session ID. So session ID is like the common thing between these two kind of CLI. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna create like a TypeScript interface to kind of encapsulate one interface for all. And then for Claude Code, we'll make it so that it says session ID. For cursor, we'll make it say chat ID, or we'll make it say resume equals, you know. So with that being said, I'm just gonna pull up Claude Code here. And good afternoon, guys. If you have questions, let me know. Oh, and if you're not new to the stream, welcome back. Yeah, I know today there's somebody from Replit who wants to hop on, so just gotta check my calendar here. Andrew from Replit is gonna hop on today at around 1:30. So in like 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, you gotta remind me to check my calendar. But yeah, now we're back. I'm just gonna CD to development, and then I forgot CLI on the cloud. I think no, Claude Code on the cloud. Yeah, that's what it's called. And then I'm gonna pull up Claude and I'm gonna put it in plain mode. Actually, let's read this real quick. Yeah, release output styles. I just told you guys about output style. Educational output style. Yeah, plugin system, improve plugin repository installation. Agents, fix custom agent loading. Okay. I should never use Claude agents. Maybe I should at some point. UI improvements, fix text contrast, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Okay, let's plan some stuff. So as we were saying, the cursor, CLI, and Claude Code SDK has both have ways to resume a thread slash session. Here are the docs. Read them. We want to store each cursor and Claude Code configs in their own files. Look at existing pattern. I don't remember, but we put stuff like this in like a constant file or something. I just don't remember. But if I were to open up Claude settings, local JSON, no, not that. But I think it's somewhere in lib constants. Not really. AI tool configs. Yeah, there you go. So we have Claude here. So it'll be AI tool config. So we're just gonna tell Claude that in AI tools config.ts and create a generic interface so we can store session ID slash thread ID regardless of what it is called. Also pay close attention to how cursor command in the sandbox when resuming a session is actually // resume, and for Claude it's something like // dash dash continue. Pretty sure that's the case if I remember correctly. For claw code, pay attention to the message schema. I wonder if we should install the Cloud Code SDK in our code base, just so that we get the schema of things. Or we can just create this. Okay, so let's look at continue. I want to know how it works. So continue is the most recent. Actually, it's just resume. Okay, great. So what I'll do is something also like resume. Yeah, so continue, just the very last conversation, and resume is you can pass in a session ID. Yeah. From the docs and create a generic message schema that works with Claude and Cursor. A general interface. Yeah, we're basically building AI SDK. Oh no, hold on. I need to give it the documentation. So go back here. What I'll do is I'll go down here and I'll say here are the docs. If you don't know like keys in Claude Code, if you press escape a couple times, you will open up the chat history, and then you can roll back in time. It doesn't like reverse your code changes though. It will only let you jump back to the code that you had, I mean the message that you had before, and you can continue the thread from there. It does not let you what is it called, do time travel like Cursor IDE. What model are you using? 4.1 or 4 Sonnet? I actually don't know, so I don't know if you can specify like models in Claude Code. Can one specify which model to use in Claude Code? I don't think you can. It usually swap between Haiku and Sonnet, I think. Well, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Type model. Okay, great. I guess we can. I actually don't know. Let's run this and then we'll change the model. It's a great question. So now I learned something new today. / model, and then you can choose. It's great. Start Claude Code with a flag. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay. This might change the way I do things. So I'm curious if this is just for the main agent loop, I imagine. Because if it's reading a file, it'll probably still use Haiku to read files. And we want that to be the case because it's cheaper. But yeah, thanks for letting me know about that. This is actually cool. Here are the docs. What was I doing? Oh, we want to pass in this doc right here for Cursor, and then this doc right here for Claude Code. And then it's going to go and plan. And I'm going to open up another one and mess around with the model. Vim. Toggle between Vim and normal editing mode. What? Editors must set to Vim. Press escape key to toggle between insert and normal mode. What? Yo. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So now the whole inner terminal is in Vim mode. That's fine. I don't know if I like that though. So now we're back to normal. I'm just gonna say model here. Default recommended. Currently Sonnet. Opus. Ooh. Opus plan mode. Use Opus in plan mode. Sonnet otherwise. You know what? I like that. Yeah. So Sonnet for everything else, Opus. I mean, that's how I usually use Cursor as well. I don't always use Sonnet. I mean, Opus, because it's pretty slow. Session resumption, implementation plan. At session management to AI tools. Hey Law, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Law's my buddy from the boot camp. And session management to AI tools config, session config, session ID, generic message interface that works with both tools. Update AI tool config, cloud code, resume session ID or continue. Okay, session ID format, UUID, list session explicitly documented, but sessions are tracked. It should be part of the response. So what I'll do is I'll say for Claude, the session ID comes with the message response. Read the doc. Yeah, I do this like agent engineering bootcamp. It's like pretty pricey, but yeah, I do that, and then Law was one of my students. So I think, how did you find this stream, Law? Like, I don't think I told anybody about this. It's supposed to be low key. Okay. Paste that back in here again. Yeah, so let's see if I can find it actually. Maven. So that's, I don't know if I can find it yet, but Maven. Yeah, so we have this thing. This is the first time we're doing it on Maven, but before we had like, here, I can send it to you. Before we had like our own like website and everything. So that's my friend Mary. So we do this together once every few months. It's cool because it gets you motivated to build stuff. You get to work with me directly. I'm not here to shield that yet though. I'm here to build stuff. So let's see. Resume command, continue. Probably won't use continue. Probably use resume. Parse session ID from system result messages in API responses. Cursor CLI session ID, and chat. Let me know if you like me to play music, because I usually like to play music. But then we got copyright striked last time. Session ID is chat ID managed by Cursor. Resume. Okay. I think that's good. Let's just get on with it. Okay, so we don't have anything in here. It's great. Cool. All right. Yeah, so as this is running, do you guys have any questions about anything? Let me know in the chat. Literally free knowledge that usually I charge a whole chunk of money for it, but it's my stream. I do what I want. Ask me anything. I don't hold back. Unless I don't know something, then I'll probably tell you that I don't know it. With shame. But well, this is running. I'm sure it's gonna do great. But I'm really curious about this, because then our tool is not gonna just do code now. Our tool can also do other stuff like deep research and write reports and all that stuff, right? And it can run in the background. We'll have the sandbox ID. It can run in the background. We can set different timeout for like different task type. So like we can spin up like a task that is like 1 hour. Agents just run for an hour. And then we get like a notification back or something. This is what LangChain would term deep agents nowadays. So agents that runs for a long time in the background. Just continuously like doing research, understanding things, doing more research. Yeah. I'm wondering if I should move to Twitch, actually. You guys let me know if I should move to Twitch. Okay, so front-end management UI. Okay. Big components. Okay, so for output style, I think all I have to do is okay, can do config, or I can save a .md file, I believe. These changes apply to the local project level, clause settings, local JSON. Okay, cool. So it'll be here. To create custom style. Okay. Create to output style new, save as markdown files. Okay. Or we can create our own markdown file and save it there. So what we want to do is actually we want to have it in a way that we can use it across multiple CLI agents. So for example, we can start with a string, a built-in string, or we allow the user to create a string, and then we can kind of like spread, like we can conform that into like a format that Cloud Code can use. So for example, this will be like at runtime, we spin up the sandbox, we install Cloud Code, and then we put that into our what's it called? Our sandbox. Save it in that folder. Yeah. So the thing now, like the guy from Replic's gonna pull up. So let me just pull up my thing here. So yeah, the thing is, I don't know if he's actually gonna show up, but we'll see. We'll see. So we have this window right here. And then we'll have chat right here. So you guys might be cut off with chat a little bit, but for me, I can see the chat. So I think I should be fine. Okay. So we'll just wait here. If he shows up, he shows up. If not, it's fine. Yeah. I want to turn on my AC real quick. Okay, AC is on. We're back to coding mode. Okay. So gotta check the changes. When I say check the changes, what I really mean is not check the changes. How the hell does this cost me money? I didn't do anything here. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, they charge me for everything. But pnpn dev. We pull up. How do you use Cloud Code SDK to automate workflows? Ooh, it's made for automation, right? Exactly. Just steal my code. Like you just use my code, and then like the part where I install like Cloud Code on the sandbox and run it headless. That's how you automate things, and then you just literally pipe commands to it as if you're using it as an end user, and then it will just spit back like text or JSON and stuff like that. So this code base is exactly what you need to use it for automation. Not necessarily automation on your computer though, but more so automation on the cloud, which is, I think, has more use cases. Okay, so we've done it. Now we're gonna go to our local host and see what happens. Okay. Resume previous session, continue last session. Okay, so we actually don't have anything there. I don't want to pull up a local host because I have my key here. So probably not a good idea. But create Cloud Code sandbox. Still in Cloud Code. I kind of want to stream all this stuff to the front end too. Stream all this stuff, consume it. Oh shit. Okay, extracted session ID is not defined. What? It's right here. Okay, I'm just gonna pipe it back to our Cloud Code. It'll fix it. It'll fix it for us. Got error. Extracted session ID is not defined. Here's the log from the server. Yeah, I'm just gonna pipe that back. Let me just check on this guy, see if he's actually gonna show up. Maybe he sent me an email about not being able to make it or something, but I just gotta check. Just gotta check. Nope, no email. Huh, interesting. Wonder why my Wi-Fi provider is now sending me like airline points and Perplexity for free. Well, I just tried to cancel it, and then now it's just bombarding me with stuff for some reason. But no, I didn't get an email from this guy at all. It'd be like that sometimes, guys. Sometimes you get ghosted, sometimes you ghost other people. Oh, that's my monitor. It's just like I put my camera in a weird angle, so it looks like I'm staring at a PS5, but I'm not. Okay. Okay, hopefully this works. Network. Okay, go back here. Installing cloud code, testing cloud code. The prompt. I wonder if we should always send a hello world to cloud code, or should we just skip that part? Yeah, so we got a nice countdown here. We got sandbox ID, we got time, session ID, we also have it, which is great. Okay, raw input, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I wonder if I do this. There we go. My name is James. I just want to see if I have to create another class sandbox. No, I can't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna say very good. Seems to work, but right now our front end only allows us to create new sandbox and not continue a conversation. We want to be able to start a conversation, aka a new sandbox, and keep talking in it. So I'm going to use AI elements for this. AI elements. AI elements. Okay, so I want basically this component right here. Nope, not this one. This is too much. Maybe this right here. I like this. Got a component. I wonder if I have this already. Let me just double check in my code base. I do have it already. That's cool. So we want to use the prompt input .tsi component. Where's the other one? I believe, oh yeah, this whole thing probably. I need this whole thing. Yeah. With a chat interface, just read this doc. It has it all. Make sure to conform this to our use case. And then, however, this works with the AI SDK, I believe, with use chat. I know that you can stream custom data with use chat. So what I'm thinking is potentially stream like information from Claude Code to from the sandbox that we have Claude Code, that endpoint to our front end, so that it can conform to this interface here. We also need a new endpoint to like keep talking to the same sandbox, right? Otherwise, we only have one endpoint, it just creates the new sandbox. We might also need a new endpoint to handle talking to the same sandbox. Okay, so go plan. This gets more complicated than I initially thought. Yeah, I don't think this guy's showing up, so we're just gonna close the call. It's okay. I like coding by myself. Anyways, it's fine. It's fine, guys. Yeah, I wish I changed the model, but it's already running, so I'll change that later. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. So we had a cursor meetup in my city yesterday, and I ran into an old friend, and we were just talking about like his work as an AI engineer and like doing like retrieval and RAG and stuff like that. And let me just commit real quick. And then we ended up talking about agentic search. Like apparently, not many people like do that. They still do like embeddings-based vector search. But I think just because that I've been fucking around with like coding agents so much that the agentic search is like my default solution now before embeddings search. It works really well for code because like code is like a very logical tree, right? You find like where something is implemented, you can traverse the tree to like find out where it's being defined, and code bases are pretty hierarchical that way. But if you have like unstructured data, a bunch of documents that have no metadata, no relationship to one another, then maybe embedding the search would be like great. But yeah, like from my experience, like agentic search, just give like the table of content or like the file tree to an agent, let it traverse through like the whole like file system to find things. It's usually much better. I mean, that's how deep research stuff works. But on the web, and on your enterprise documents now, with like stuff like OpenAI has that for like enterprise now, or Notion, or a combination of both. So like if you do vector search, you can potentially have hits that otherwise wouldn't have been able to find. Like agent would have been able to find if it's just doing like agentic search and reading files by files. What's your opinion on Claude Code versus Cursor? I found it much more economical to use Claude Code on the Max plan versus Cursor. I agree, yeah. I think Cursor, the $20 Cursor plan was, we're never gonna get back to that ever again, right? That was for a go-to-market strategy. So, and even with GPT-5, like I still think Claude models are so good that it definitely makes sense to just get Claude Max, $200, 200. Yeah, people brought their pitchforks when OpenAI was charging like $150 per month for like a more premium plan, and now people are like okay with paying $200 a month for a terminal coding agent, which is quite interesting. Okay, I'm excited for the new changes. Create sandbox. Okay. Oh no, we got some errors here, guys. tinkering. I wonder what the weather is like in Ottawa right now. It definitely does not feel like 26 degrees. It feels like 32 degrees. Okay. 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 Gonna refresh this real quick. Create cloud code sandbox. I also want to fix this. Let me just tell Claude this. Ooh! Yo! Oh, this is ugly. So for 5 minutes we can talk to this little bot. What's the weather in Ottawa? What? Oh, because it's writing code here. I press enter and then we'll get kicked back here. What do you recommend a programmer interested in AI learn today to set themselves apart from vibe coder? I don't. Here's the thing. So this goes for everything that I think about in life. Your goal shouldn't be to be apart or to be cool, to be unique. Your goal is to not think like everybody else and think about what you really want to do. That in turn makes you unique. Otherwise, you know how sometimes like people who try to be really, tries really hard to be cool end up not looking cool at all, and people can tell they try too hard. Yeah, so don't try too hard to stand out. Try really hard to figure out what you personally want, and then just triple down on that. And then all of a sudden one day you look up and you look completely different from other people. Yeah, so what is it that you're interested in, you know? Be really honest with yourself. The first step is self-reflection and understanding oneself. Like Jeff Bezos said it pretty well. So they don't really give a shit in the early days. Don't really give a shit about competitors. All they care about was the customer. Like, you know, what can they do in their power to make it better for the customer? And what is never going to change? Oh, customers always want things faster at cheaper prices. We're just going to devote our lives to doing that, making sure that happens. Competitors could be building a warehouse here, expand an office there. The point is to not look at any of those things and make decisions based on those things, because God knows what made them decide to do that, and their situation is different. What you know that will never change is that you are there to serve the customer as a business, and then if you work backwards from that, you will always win. The cool thing is that because this is so unintuitive, even me explaining this to like people that I work with, this is so unintuitive, is that once you get it, it's actually makes your life a lot easier, and you don't ask questions like how do you stand out, because now you understand that, you know, standing out is the byproduct of thinking, of critical thinking, and of independent thinking. It's not something you strive for. It's like a byproduct of doing that. If you do independent thinking and you end up doing like what your competitors are doing, then shit, that's the state of the art. You should probably do that. But if you end up doing independent thinking and you end up doing something different from all of everyone else is doing out there, then there's a choice you have to make, right? You'd be like, okay, so I guess there's a risk for me to do this a certain way. It might not turn out to be what I want it to be, or I can just follow the crowd. That's when you know whether or not you actually are unique. Yeah, so I can't just stand here and tell you how to be unique, because if I tell you how to be unique, then you won't be unique, right? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Yeah, so in business, there's this thing about like leading indicators and lagging indicators. So leading indicators are stuff that actually matter. Lagging indicators are stuff that, because of the leading indicators, they depend on those things. So sometimes people track lagging indicators as if they can have some sort of influence over those things. Things like brand awareness, things like going viral, those things are not leading indicators. You can't optimize for those things. you can only optimize for certain other things, and then give it enough chance so that the lagging indicators work themselves out. So yeah, and it's great because it could be frustrating to go into a room and people think like that, like not like that. But then that gives you an advantage, because then if you can keep your head down and be like, okay, so I know what's actually important, what actually drives growth here, I can just focus on that, and then everything else just take care of themselves. Yeah, and like Jeff Bezos has another thing where he's like, don't be celebrating the current quarter when the results of the current quarter comes out, because the results of the current quarter was baked in 2 or 3 quarters ago, because they already planned and worked towards that. So the moment when you get the big payoff, it's not because of what you did today. It's because of what you did months ago, years ago. So sometimes people forget that, hey, we got the good news today, but it wasn't because of what we were doing today. Maybe we're like actually going off the rails today, but we're like reaping the rewards of like 2-3 quarters ago. So see where the correlations is, essentially. Anyways, I'm gonna send this in. I'm gonna say, what's the weather in Ottawa? What happens is our sandbox has access to the internet. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to, install npm packages, essentially. Okay, got cloud code session. Okay. I sent in a prompt. It didn't say anything back. It's ridiculous. Result, I see you start typing what? What do you mean? But it didn't. Okay. What's the weather like in Ottawa? Oh my god, I got kicked back here. Post API new sandbox. Okay, that's not cool. When I send a message into the chat box, I get kicked back into the original, the create sandbox page. The message wasn't sent to the new endpoint / existing sandbox to continue the conversation. Okay, we got 9 minutes left. I'm sure we can do this. We don't have use chat because do we have use chat? Because we're not using AI SDK yet. Sandbox chat. Demi key. Okay, we've got a sandbox ID here, but we also need like the session ID as well. I don't think we're tracking the session ID here for some reason. Oh, okay. Body. Oh, it's in the body. Okay, so the params has the sandbox ID, and then in the body of the request we have session ID, API key, tool. Valid AI tool is required. What do you mean? Oh, we track these things. Oh, why did call it tool? Just call it like CLI or something. Yeah, messages. I don't think we need to track messages array because the sandbox has that essentially. So what I'm gonna tell Claude Code is that we don't have to send in messages array because they are tracked in the sandbox by Claude Code / cursor when we do -- resume. So we don't have to do that, and yeah, it needs to fix this. gonna pass this in here. Queue that message real quick. Text event stream. Okay. Okay, so we create a stream actually, so that we can use it with use chat. I was gonna do that anyways, but that's great that it's thinking like that. Although I don't know if it's looking at AI SDK 5 or 4. So what I'll do is I'll give it this for it to be able to have a reference example. There's like a chatbot example here that I can always pass it in. Chatbot. Yeah. So use chat is used extensively in here. And then we I wonder if I should look up I wonder if I should do this. I should I should create a an AI SDK message object and then stream that back to the front end. I think that's the right thing to do. I think we should, instead of using our custom message interface, convert the output from the sandbox into a message object from AI SDK, and so that our stream always works with use chat. Here are the AI SDK 5 latest docs, and then we got the message object here. We're probably gonna use that. Oh, this is the message component. Oh, what? Oh, it's elements. Oh, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for AI SDK, brother. I'm looking for the API interface, brother. Okay, message. Would it be this? Sound like this. I'm just gonna copy this over for a thing, and then use chatbot, you got message. One day we'll be able to stream whole UI components, but that is still in beta. Huh, this might be what we need. Create UI message stream response. Yeah, you know what? That's probably what I need. But yeah, we got 4 minutes. I wonder if we should extend this over to the weekends, so we can do it over the weekend as well. Technically still the same week, right? So we still have another day, Saturday, and then next week we'll do something else, starting on Sunday. Okay. Doesn't rely on use chat, since clock has during history, sends only the current message, and the streaming response, parses the server sentiment format properly, using the AI SDK's proper message streaming format with UChat's correct approach. Glazing. Almost weekend here, yes. I actually have a call in 3 minutes with Pinecone, so I gotta hop up in 3 minutes. But I want to see if this works. Hold on. Boom. Should be easy because like when we hit a sandbox, doesn't matter whether or not it's cursor CLI or whatever, it's always standard output, so it's always a string or maybe a JSON. And what we can do is we can just create a AI SDK message right there, stream it to the front end, catch it with use chat. I mean, that should be easy. Um, yeah. If my calculations are correct, which usually isn't, but we'll see. It's so nice to sleep like 8 hours once in a while. I feel so calm today. Oh my god, 2 minutes. Come on. Come on. Hurry up. Okay. We're almost there, guys. Okay, stream, create stream, UI stream, okay. Write data. Oh, nice. Write text, write source URL. Very nice. Very nice. This is exactly what we need. Just merging stuff into the one stream and then streaming to the front end. Alright, I gotta go. But can I make this in time? Okay, let's see. Please don't crash. Do not make mistakes. What's the weather like in Ottawa? I swear to God, this doesn't send it. Installing cloud code. Okay. Testing cloud code with prompt. Why does it not send it back here? I need more from a check. Oh, what? Okay. What's the weather like in Ottawa? No! Okay, I gotta go.